Good morning class, welcome to your daily current affairs on Paper Hindu. So let's see today's articles. Fine. Yes. So 11 dead after inhaling toxic gas in Ludhiana. So in Chandigarh, 11 people from same family, from 3 families, they died because of some toxic gas, and people of NDRF, so National Disaster Response Force, is the team which addresses such kind of issues. So the team has identified that the poisonous gas is hydrogen sulfide, H2S. So they found that there is a huge amounts of H2S present in the atmosphere in that places. The reasons are yet to be known. So who is the team responsible for this? NDRF, National Disaster Response Force team, and under, so they have under state government, because it is under the state list definitely. So state government is the one which has sent this troop to there and identified that yes, there is H2S, hydrogen sulfide, which gave rise for poisonous gas into the atmosphere. So that is a poisonous gas present and led for dying of 11 people, death of 11 people. Fine. So for that, the ex gratia amount is being announced, 2 lakhs of ex gratia for each death, and 50,000 amount and free medication for people who are in critical condition. Fine. Next. So important for your disaster management. So issue of your poisonous gases. Okay. Next. So this is a local news, but the term is very important. Beware of blue bugging. Important for your SNT. So beware of blue bugging. Smartphone users cautioned. So Prakasham Superintendent of Police. Just a second. Yes, Prakasham Superintendent of Police, Malika Garg, she has mentioned that currently the issue of blue bugging is prevailing in our state. So what is this blue bugging term? So most often people use this Bluetooth headsets. So whenever you are trying to opt for this Bluetooth, you will enable by default an option called make this Bluetooth available for everyone. So the connection to be appearable for everyone. But because of which the trackers or the hackers can easily identify your phone, whoever you are calling or whatever you are listening, whatever the data that you are producing in your phone can be easily tracked. That is your blue bugging. So let's see, once a device or phone is being blue bugged, a hacker can listen to the calls, read and send messages, steal and modify your contacts. So that is what your blue bugging is, and how this is being done, why it is named as blue bugging, connected or hacked via your Bluetooth devices, by oning of Bluetooth. So many smartphones have their Bluetooth settings on discovery mode, making it easy for the hackers to access the phones when they are 10 meters away from the distance. So when they are 10 meters away, they are trying to connect, make it discoverable, and hackers within that particular radius, they will be easily hacking your mobile or any devices. And in case of any kind of cyber security, dial 1930 is the number for our state AP, and or you can directly file the complaint by visiting this particular website, which is www.cybercrime.gov.in, national website. So you can directly file your case there. Nice. And this is done through installation of malware. Fine. Next. Important for your SNT, cyber security. Did I skip anything? Or more of a political news? So yes. Yes, that's it. Just a second. Yes, more of a political news. I did not find much news today. Fine, we'll see this. And Saturday's news was something which has been skipped, so we'll see Saturday's news too. Stray dogs and poor waste management. So whoever has been given this article, that particular person he's been trying to correlate with the issue of stray dogs with waste management. Of course, he has mentioned that there is no proper scientific evidence of relation between stray dogs and waste management, but however, it has been increased enormously. We will see what is the gist, that is what enough for your article from this. So, population boom in Indian cities have contributed to a staggering rise in solid waste. So, solid waste is been increasing, but recycling it or reusing it has been completely reduced. So, solid waste management is something which we need to work upon. So, staggering rise in solid waste. Indian cities generate more than 1,50,000 metric tons of urban solid waste every day. So, can be directly added into your environment part. So, on an average, on a daily basis, 1,50,000 metric tons of urban solid waste is being generated. So, cities have witnessed sharp increase in stray dog population, which as per the official 2019 livestock census stood at 1.5 crore. So, according to 2019 livestock census, the total population has stood at, of these stray dogs have stood at 1.5 crore. However, the independent organizations will be there, certain NGOs or certain private organizations will also conduct these census, and that has mentioned that it is around 6.2 crore was the rise of numbers of stray dogs in India. The number of dog bites have simultaneously doubled from 2012 to 2020. Not directly related, but yeah, in your environment part, you can mention the correlation between the stray dogs and your waste management. While there is no evidence to show that the rising population and municipal waste directly led to increase in dog bites, experts agree that there may be a correlation between urbanization and solid waste production made visible due to the mismanagement of waste disposal. So, we cannot directly conclude that the stray dog bites increased due to the less or ineffective solid waste management, but there is a correlation between urbanization and lack of solid waste management. So, because of this mismanagement, these kind of things are triggering, that is the indirect impact that you can understand by this article. Entirely the article mentions the same thing. So, yes, you can just go through that article. So, we are planning what India does for this stray dog control. That again is important. So, we use this ABC program, which is animal birth control. Whatever the stray dogs that are present in and around our surroundings, these municipality people will collect them and will inject these birth control injections, based on birth control injections to that, to slow down their increase in population. And the second thing is they will be also injected or vaccinated with against this rabies. So, rabies vaccination will also be done for them. So, vaccination drives, but implementation suffers from low awareness around the health implications of dog bites, irregular supply of vaccines, delay in seeking treatment. So, again, what is the issue that in India it is prevailing with respect to dog bites? It is a lack of awareness. If it is biting, then delay in seeking treatment. All these are the issues that is being faced in India. So, yes, that is about this article. Yes. So, in today's paper, not much important articles are found in Hindu. So, we will go with Saturday's articles and then we will come back and we will close today's session. Okay, fine. So, earlier I was mentioning that SCO's Defense Ministry's meeting has been happening right now. So, what happened? Fix accountability on supporters of terrorism, says Rajnath. So, Rajnath has mentioned that, Rajnath Singh has mentioned that definitely there should be certain accountability for those who are triggering this terrorism, especially state sponsored terrorism. So, calling upon the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, so we are hosting this in this year now currently. So, member states to root out the terrorism collectively and fix accountability to its supporters. So, whoever are supporting, that is your state sponsored terrorism is being maintained, those people will be punished. So, that is what in SCO our Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has mentioned. So, said any kind of terrorist support or support to it is a major crime against humanity. That is what he has mentioned, and he has also given certain statements. Talks with China. In this particular article, what is important is what are our common areas of discussion with China. First of all, trade, and main important thing that which we are considering is border issues, but which China is again delaying the matter. However, we will see more common interests than differences. That is what they have told. Who? China. So, separately in a statement on bilateral talks between Chinese Defense Minister and our Defense Minister, China said that the two countries share far more common interests than differences. So, and the two sides should take a long-term view and place the border issue in an appropriate position in bilateral relations. So, what is he mentioning about? Let us go with the long-term view. So, let us come into agreements and then let us discuss about these border issues. So, they are planning it to delay it, where India is considering it as the urgent issue that needs to be discussed. Fine. And promote the transition of border situation to a normalized management. So, again what they have mentioned. So, in our bilateral relations, we should also give consideration about the border issues and we need to work upon border management. So, if a nation shelters terrorists, it not only poses a threat to others but also to itself too. So, radicalization of youth is a cause of concern not only from the point of view of security, but it is also a major obstacle in the path of socio-economic progress of the society. So, again Rajnath Singh has mentioned that radicalization of youth, especially people who are in this youth stage from teenage stage to till youth, they are trying to radicalize. That means they are trying to indulge these people into terrorism, Indians into terrorism. So, that is which is a great threat into our socio-economic development and growth. That is what they have mentioned. So, they should be condemned similarly, severely. Fine. Next, Indian airlifts 754 citizens from war-torn Sudan. So, the program is called Operation Kaveri. So, through Operation Kaveri, we are airlifting and also through naval bases we are bringing back our Indians from this war-prone Sudan region. So far 754, and this in today's article too there is a continuation of this. So we haven't discussed because it is a continuum. Similar thing, it is a Operation Kaveri and airlifting as well as through ports, through INS. Fine. So India on Friday airlifted 754 of its citizens from Sudan, while 362 passengers reached Bengaluru. The rest arrived here on C-17. So through airlifting, it is C-17 airlift aircraft by IAF. So C-17, and the program is called your INS Kaveri. So Minister of State External Affairs V. Muralidharan informed that the returnees include several members of Hakki-Pakki tribe names important. So the people who have returned are, most of them are from Hakki-Pakki tribe of Karnataka, who had earlier hit the headlines of struck in the conflict. So they are the people who were airlifted because they were struck in this particular conflict, and Mr. Muralidharan, who is stationed at Jeddah to supervise Operation Kaveri in the evening of the 11th batch. So currently 11th batch has been reached into the Port Sudan. So yeah, that is what they have mentioned here. Next, even INS Sumedha, INS Teg, all these were also sent. Okay, naval ships. Fine. Next. So this article is quite good, but a state article. I would suggest for people to go into Telegram channel to go view this particular local article if you want. Important. Freedom struggle in India, in Andhra, which has started almost a century before than others. Important article. Fine. Local one. We have placed that in a Telegram channel, and the description is mentioned. So the Telegram channel link is mentioned in the description. Fine. Next. Yes. So I already told you earlier that in SCO our rivalries are also there, that is our China, Pakistan, and our all-time friends Russia is also part of SCO. So for SCO summit, Russia has also participated into SCO. So in that meeting he has also mentioned that, so currently what meeting has happened in SCO, defense ministers meeting has happened. In that meeting, Sergei Shoigu, the defense minister of Russia, has mentioned that the West has failed to pressure countries to isolate Russia. Of course, that's true, because earlier in the beginning, West has given a lot of sanctions for Russia, especially for oil or any kind of exports from Russia. Everything has been curtailed, and sanctions on different countries which has opted for trade with Russia has also been given. They were also in consideration to give the similar sanctions for India and China, but they couldn't, because we are their last resort to stop this particular war. So they are not going to do that. However, in that regard, Russia's defense minister has mentioned that West has completely failed to isolate Russia, because earlier their plan was to weaken the Russia economically, but that didn't happen because India and Russia has increased its trade enormously with Russia. Fine. So, all attempts by the West to pressure friendly countries to isolate Russia have failed. Russian Defense Minister has mentioned at Shanghai Cooperation Organization Defense Ministers Summit or meet. So, NATO was willing to establish dominance in the Asia Pacific region, due to which it was integrating groups like Quad and AUKUS into military alliance. So, recently it has sent huge warships to Australia, stating that we are in an AUKUS relationship. So, which is Australia, US and UK. So, in that way it has mentioned, and Quad, it has joined into Quad. I mean, it is already in the Quad. It is trying to use these alignment of Asia Pacific region in order to go against Russia and against reducing the footprint of China. So, they have told that they are trying to do that, but it is not going to work out. That is what Russia has mentioned. So, in this regard, he said that the SCO's independent policies concerning the regional and global security challenges could set an example for the international community. We believe it is important to strengthen the role of SCO as one of the pillars of new multipolar international system. This term is important again. So, all the time, and a model of interstate relationships based on equality and mutual respect. All the time Russia is completely stressing upon multipolar international system. So, even with its increasing ties with India, it has mentioned that India always stood for multilateralism or multipolar world. It is not about bipolar or unipolar world, where earlier it used to be with USA or America, but now it is about multipolar world, where countries like all third world countries believed upon different poles and different level of powers in international arena. So, with this they are trying to collaborate with India and China more. Okay, that you need to understand. Next. So, yes, register FIRs against hate speech even without planes. So, what Supreme Court has mentioned that without even evidences you are registering this FIRs on hate speech. So, court's order would apply to all those who indulge in hate speech irrespective of the religion, says Justices K.M. Joseph and B.V. Nagaratna. Let us go with this article, we will see what is it. So, Supreme Court on Friday directed states to suo motu register FIRs on hate speech incidents and proceed against offenders without warning for someone to lodge a complaint. That means what they have given is, they have given power to state government that if at all you find any kind of hate speeches, why they have given this? Again, on the backdrop of upcoming elections. So, if there is any kind of hate speeches that is been triggering against the government or against the democratic body that is existing, you can lodge a suo motu case on your own without even informing. So, without waiting for someone to lodge a complaint. That means without the person who has been aggrieved because of such issue, without them you can file a suo motu case. That is what Supreme Court has mentioned. A bench of these people again said that the court's order would apply to all hate speeches makers irrespective of their religion, and the secular nature of the nation has to be protected. That is what they have mentioned. They have given certain sections here, which is again not required. So, clearly understand that if there is any kind of hate speech that is triggering in the society for or against the government, definitely a suo motu case will be lodged irrespective of the targeted community and irrespective of the religion backdrop. Next, core sectors. This is again very important article of Saturday, economy wise. So, the core sector's output dipped to 5-month low of 3.6% in March. So, Shaktikant Das, finance ministers, World Bank, IMF, everyone are mentioning that India is almost the stable economy for this fiscal year. The global slowdown might not completely impact India's economy. It will be most probably stable. But if you see the 8 core sectors when compared in the last 5 months, this is the 3.6% is the lowest one which has been recorded from March to this March. See, it is almost very much low. It has hit the lowest one in October, and now in March it is in 3.6%. So, this shows that there is impact of global slowdown, because our core industries again manufacturing, circulation of money or exports and imports are again dependent on global economy. Fine. So, yes, growth in India's 8 core sectors output fell to a 5-month low of 3.6% from 7.2% in February. So, compared to February, this month it has gone to 3.6%. So, what is this? The backdrop with electricity and cement production slipping a year ago, that means compared to the year, it has slipped away, and crude oil output falling for the 10th successive month, that means every month. So, till February, almost every other core sectors have been increasing compared to crude oil. Crude oil is the one which has shown the negative impact, but now with crude oil again, your electricity and cement production has been decreased. Why? Electricity, why it has been decreased is that our manufacturing industry has been, the trade from our manufacturing industry, exports have been reduced by China greatly. Our manufacturing goods have been prohibited in, not completely prohibited, but yeah, they have stopped intaking of our manufacturing goods by China, which is showcasing negative impact on our core sectors. So yes, coal production jumped 12.2% in March, while fertilizers and steel output grew 9.7% and 8.8%. Of course, coal, fertilizer, steel, so based on the agriculture, based on your manufacturing, steel for your automobiles, and coal definitely for our energy production. So irrespective of everything, these will be always raising. So agriculture, your energy and your automobile manufacturing. For that, definitely you will be seeing higher rates of increase as per the data released by MoKI, which is your Ministry of Commerce and Industry. That's all not required, that is about your article. Next. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for today's session. We'll meet in the next session tomorrow and we'll see new other articles. Thank you for the session. Good day.